We are trying to collect some books for our daughter, some easy to read, like books that we can read her at night. And one of the books that was donated to us is called A Treasury of Nursery Rhymes. It is a collection of like really old nursery rhymes told to kids throughout time. Okay. And I was reading them to my daughter, and then I came across some that just seemed like inappropriate. And I was like, I'm not sure I want to read that to my kid. So Retha hasn't read these yet. I'm going to read them to her. I want to get your reaction on what you think these nursery rhymes might be about, and if you would read them to your kids.
Probably not.
All the track tapes are ready.
So the first one is called By Baby Bunting. By Baby Bunting. Daddy's gone a-hunting. Gone to get a rabbit skin to wrap the baby bunting in.
Oh my god.
So basically, Dad has gone to murder a rabbit. He's going to rip off the rabbit's skin and then put it on you.
Okay, so, you said these are old time ones, so they're trying to teach the kid, hey, this is how the cycle of life happens.
That's how life works, yeah.
You don't want to be cold? Here's a dead rabbit skin to keep you nice and warm. And that's what needs to be done.
Yep. Can you imagine? You're right. Old timey, right? So I'm thinking back on like the prairie farm days. Dad kills a rabbit, brings it home, hangs it up right above where everybody lives. The kids are all just sitting around because they got no Nickelodeon to watch.
I know.
So now they're watching Dad skin a rabbit.
What else is there to learn? Those are the essentials back then. That makes sense. I wouldn't read it to my child.
It's horrifying to think of now. Yeah.
But I feel like this is their way of introducing murdering animals for our benefit.
Yeah, we
to a
wear
child.
leather, we eat beef. I mean, hey, that's where it comes from.
Yeah. It rhymed a bit. That was nice.
And it rhymed. All of these should rhyme.
Yeah.
Rhyming should be the main thing it does.
I think, it checks off lots of lists here.
So here's another one. Charlie Parley stole the barley out of the baker's shop. The baker came out and gave him a clout, which made poor Charlie hop. So the baker came out and whacked this boy across the head so hard that he hopped.
I know.
I think that's what it's saying.
It's like I hit him so hard to where he physically
Yeah,
jolted forward.
Okay, so I'm not saying like thievery is okay. The boy stole some barley apparently, but how is it okay for the baker to come out and mollywop this child?
Especially not his child. I mean,
he just runs out and like backhands the kid.
I know.
Good Lord.
Well deserved. No, this definitely proves our point that these are super old because you don't go into a baker shop and steal barley for any amount of reasons, especially children. They don't care.
Stop the kid, say, hey, come back, call the constable.
Not the constable.
You know what I mean? Like
getting them in the chokey.
I don't think it's appropriate for him to run out and just beat this child senseless until he sees stars.
That's pretty
I could be
crazy.
wrong. Again, it's maybe a nursery rhyme appropriate for olden times, but I don't know if I want to read it to my kid.
Olden times, like London times.
Yeah, I think these are a lot of British nursery rhymes.
Yeah, which makes a lot of sense.
Not
that they're violent people, but
this book is kind of lying to me because on the cover it has Humpty Dumpty, so you assume Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall is in here. It's not in here.
The cow jumped over the moon, not that either.
The cow jumping over the moon is in here, and some nursery rhymes are told twice in here, so they're kind of cheating.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, this is not.
That was
the same cover on both sides. So it seems like just very lazy. They duplicated some of the nursery rhymes. They're just straight lying to you with Humpty Dumpty on the front.
Or maybe those were the ones they really wanted to pound into you, know?
What about this one? There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread, then whipped them all soundly and put them to bed.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait.
So it starts out so nice.
But when you don't know what to do, you just start beating them to go to sleep.
She's just sitting there crying about all her children. I don't know what to do. You know what? Let me just start beating them until I beat them in silence and then put them to bed.
Maybe she's hoping once they go to sleep, she can have quiet time to where she can think about what she's going to do with all these kids. And first of all, why does she have all these kids in the first place? Maybe she should chill, relax a little bit. During her regular...
Well, back in the day, I don't think they had a lot of contraception. So they had a certain number of kids because they assumed some were going to die off from cholera and whatnot.
True, yeah.
And I guess these were just hardy kids that stuck around. And she's like, damn it.
She's like, dang it, weren't some of you supposed to die already?
I can't handle it. Somebody give me my whip. I'm going to start whipping them soundly and soundly. They said, then whip them soundly. Not gently, not haphazardly. She beat them completely and soundly. They were fully and completely whipped.
That's crazy. She only gave them broth without any bread.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Jesus, you just get the liquid. You don't get anything
We
else
need
to
some
fill your
carbs,
belly.
Ma.
But she should have known better. You give them the bread and just a little bit of broth. It soaks it up. It fills up their tummy a little bit more. Come
That's
on.
where she went wrong,
Resources. You
yeah.
got to save it.
And then they'll have a full stomach when they get whipped.
Yeah. Maybe she didn't want them to vomit from getting whipped so much. It's just broth.
And then she put them to bed. So I guess it's a good plan because if you beat your children,
concussion.
they will cry, concussion. They'll get tired from crying. You know, when you cry, you get tired. So she had a good game plan, I think.
To kill some of them, hopefully, in their sleep. Wow. Jesus.
Oh, let's see. Here's one about a chimney sweep. Heaper peeper, chimney sweeper, had a wife and couldn't keep her. Had another, didn't love her. Up the chimney, he did shove her.
What in the world?
So
That sounds horrible. That's
yeah,
just horrible.
he's walking away like very satisfied.
Wait,
too.
and why are we teaching kids about that? I could see the other ones maybe like, hey, you better stay in line, but
Yeah.
this one,
So I think he murdered his wife, his second wife,
oh my god.
and then hid the body up the chimney is what this one's saying. Right?
Wow.
Had a wife, couldn't keep her. That one took off. She's like, you're crazy. And then had another, but he didn't love her, and she didn't want to leave. So he had to like kill her. Where is he going to stuff the body? Of course, what he does for a living is cleaning chimneys. So it's just convenient to shove them where he works.
Wow, that's insanity.
And read this to your kid when they go to bed.
I cannot believe that. That's insane. That's insane. That's like a scary Mary Poppins
Yeah.
character.
Well, I think Ring Around the Rosie is about like death or something.
Nuclear
like,
fallout, wasn't it?
Nuclear fallout or the plague or something when
Or
they were
something.
burning bodies. And
Oh, that's
ashes
right.
falling.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
You're right. That's what it is. The plague.
Something like that. Anyway.
People dying. That's
But
all.
that's fine. Ring Around the Rosie is fine, I think, because it's trying to lighten a very dark situation.
Yeah, from
Where
history,
these are just talking about beating your kids soundly. Jeez. All right, here's the next one. Little Polly Flinders sat amongst the cinders, warming her pretty little toes. Her mother came and caught her, and whipped her little daughter for spoiling her nice new clothes. What is with beating all of their children? Why is that the first thing they do?
I think even nowadays for parents, it's, patience is really difficult. And I think when you keep telling a child something and they still go against what you say, you just gotta whip them.
That's the first option. So
It was so sad.
I have no reference to what this child is doing. She's sitting next to a fire, and there's some black stuff coming off the fire, and
Soot.
she's got the soot is on her stockings.
Yeah.
And now the stockings are dirty. And then another image, the mother is in the back. Oh, okay. So washing clothes was not easy back then.
Yeah. Oh, so that makes sense. She had a hand wash.
So
on
her mom has to go out to the river and rub it against a rock, I think is how you wash clothes.
No, but then
right?
they even had those like, what are they called? With like the little
water
rivlets
basin
in
with the
them or
rivulets,
something?
yeah, and you kind of like rub. I've
Rub
never
against it?
washed clothes like
A
that.
wash basin.
Wash
No,
basin.
A wash
That sounds
something.
good.
That sounds good. That makes sense. It was more work for her.
But just make
My
the
God.
child wash her own clothes.
That's
Right? That
and
seems like
she
a
looks
better-
old enough. She looks,
Yeah, she
10,
looks-
12 maybe.
Yeah. Go rub your own clothes, and if not, hey, just be filthy. Like it's your fault.
Exactly. And they probably didn't have money to buy new clothes either, so I guess that makes sense.
All good reasons to beat your child, apparently.
Yes. That's what we learned from this book.
Oh, let's see. Here's a good one. It's good and short. Here's Sulky Sue. What shall we do? Put her in the corner till she comes to. So this is interesting because nowadays we're all becoming very woke about
Yeah.
mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And this one seems to not know what to do with people that have mental health or depression issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's Sulky Sue. Sulky, she's depressed.
Yeah.
What shall we do? I have no idea. So let's put her in a corner until she figures it out on her own.
Until she's not depressed anymore, maybe?
Yeah. She's depressed. I don't know what to do. Just shove her in a corner. She'll figure it out. She'll be fine.
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
Back in the day, they didn't really know what to do with depressed people.
That's true.
And today, we're starting to recognize that more as a problem
Yeah.
and trying to confront it and solve it. Whereas back then, they just kind of shoved them in the corner.
Yeah, it's true what you said. Like, people are more understanding of other people. Like, if you work with them or family members, now you're kind of like, you know, okay, I know how to work around this. I give them their space, you know, things like that.
Yeah, you get them help, you support them.
Yeah, support
You don't just
them.
shove them in a corner.
We're going to do that next time. Just get in the corner until
Sulky
you're ready
Sue.
to be nice.
They make this one look nice with the little cat, but, you know, it's easily imagined with, like, somebody's wife. As some guy doesn't really know what to do with his wife. She's just depressed all the time. So he just, like, puts her in her room and just forgets about her. So basically, this is a very sad story telling kids how to deal with their depressed mothers or fathers.
Right.
What do? Just ignore them.
Pretty much.
Sadly.
Which will make their depression even worse.
I know, which makes it worse.
Yeah.
And then the kids
Continues
are
the cycle.
wondering, like, why are you so depressed, Ma? Because you're ignoring me.
Who's the artist? I mean, it's not bad. I kind of like it.
Published 1992 by Grand Dreams Limited. Compiled by Anne McKee. Illustrated by Ken McKee. Yeah, the art's okay. The art really, like, makes it seem child appropriate where the words just don't.
It's like, how about we just erase all the words and put in our own story with the pictures? Let's do that instead.
Here's another one. There was a little man, and he had a little gun, and his bullets were made of lead. He saw a little duck upon a little brook, and he shot it right through the head.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Okay, like...
I appreciate the lead, head.
Yeah,
just
it
bring
rhymes.
it all.
That is a good rhyme, but, you know, child appropriate?
Wow.
I don't know.
Even the picture, it shows him blasting the duck in the head, the mallard duck in the head. Just a good shot right straight through the temple.
It's a wooden duck, but you can barely recognize that. It's a man hunting a duck and shooting it right through the head.
But why did they have to say it like that? They're like, we need to make this rhyme. Let's do lead for the bullet, head.
Yep, lead. What rhymes with lead? Ah, wing?
No.
Wing. Nope, that's not it. Foot? No. Head. Lead head. I got it.
That's the one.
Perfect.
It's just like you're teaching children about guns. But
Yeah.
like,
we're teaching them about how, like, we skin animals to keep them warm. And then now, okay, fine. Back in the day, you know, you killed a duck because we're going to eat it.
right.
I understand, like, kids are going to have to become aware of this at some point in life, but...
Like a nursery rhyme? I know.
I don't know if I'm going to read this to my 3-year-old before they go to bed.
I know.
Good night, sweetheart.
You're going to dream about that mallard duck that was shot in the head.
Think about that duck that got murdered. Barber, shave a pig. How many hairs to make a wig? 4 and 20. That's enough. Give the barber a pinch of snuff.
The hell is that even talking about?
You don't know what snuff is?
Snuff like drugs?
Yeah,
It can't be talking about drugs.
what I understand snuff to be is chewing tobacco that they shove, like, in their lip. I believe that's what snuff is.
It's either that, drugs, or killing someone. And honestly, I feel like it would be talking more about killing someone.
Oh, like
with
snuffing somebody out?
Yeah, with the rate that we're going with all these.
No, it says right here, snuff is a smokeless tobacco made from finely ground or pulverized tobacco leaves. Which makes more sense, because back in the day, everybody was totally cool with tobacco.
Okay.
So we're teaching children that if a barber does a good job, hand them a little pinch of snuff. Send them on their way. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that fine cut.
Strange. That is strange. Like, the little kids are just gonna be like, here you go, sir. Here's your tobacco.
Here's some of my chewing tobacco.
Yeah.
You may have some.
That's weird.
And they're like, hey, that kid has some pretty good snuff.
I know.
The barber's like, hey, have you tasted Johnny's snuff?
Ew.
That is top notch.
That sounds disgusting. But honestly, I feel like that doesn't even... I don't know. None of that made sense. That one did not make sense at all. That's weird. That's weird that was even written.
That's weird that is the tip he gives him.
I know, that's
right?
very strange.
Give him like a,
Coin?
what do they call it in London? Like a pence, a pound?
Pound,
right?
I think they're pound.
Barber did a good job. Give him a pound. Like, why snuff? It's an odd choice.
Because enough.
Tell us in the comments why snuff would be given to a barber as a tip. Maybe in London in olden times there's a thing about that. Let us know in the comments.
Maybe it is a thing.
So here's the last one. Punch and Judy fought for a pie. Punch gave Judy a knock in the eye. Says Punch to Judy, will you have any more? Says Judy to Punch, my eye is too sore.
Oh my god.
So you're right. They animate this with some very nice like puppets that usually like hit each other.
Right.
But that's just to hide the reality of the story being told here of abuse. Because what was it?
They're probably a married couple. He's just beating her.
Because Judy wanted a pie.
Yeah.
And Punch was like, "Nah, that's my pie." Bam. And then he's like, "You still want pie? You still want pie?" She's like, "No. My eye hurts.
I know. She's like,
I don't want any pie."
Maybe when it goes down, the swelling goes down, I'll have another pie. Wow, that's horrible.
So I guess this is a story told to kids to make them feel better about their parents arguing at night.
Yeah, or to make them not ask for more
pie.
pie.
Why does Daddy punch Mommy? She asked for too much pie. Daddy had to punch Mommy because she was going to eat all of the pie.
Yeah.
And the kids are like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Only one little piece of pie for us from now on. It's a lot of violence.
It's yeah,
like a lot.
A lot of physical violence. Let us know in the comments what was your favorite nursery rhymes. Also, let us know in the comments if you know of any nursery rhymes we didn't talk about and have like a horrible backstory. Let's have a conversation about that.
Sorry, I had to sneeze.
In the comments.
Sorry, I was trying to hold it and it wasn't working.
All the tracks are ready.